Rogers drops it. Picks it up at the 5. Gets out to about the 17. Cowboys down quickly. Green Bay in the first half. As you look at the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, that is how they have worked out for them. 3 plays and a punt, 3 plays and a punt, 9 plays and a touchdown. That was their long drive. 1 play in the intercept and 5 plays in the intercept.
Of course, that 9 play and the touchdown is probably the one they talked about at halftime, when they'd like to see some more of this second half.
They also had a fumble kickoff in there too that led to a field goal by Septién. They go with those 3 wide receivers, as John Madden suggested. 1 setback and 1 tight end, Kaufman. He will go to work. Randy White in his face. This is Kaufman across the middle. Kaufman still on his feet. Out to the 40. Hard running by tight end Paul Kaufman.
That's an interesting way to start the second half, and I think it's a good idea. You know, get your 3 wide receivers in against their regular defense. We're going to watch the tight end Paul Kaufman. He's working across the middle here. Catches it, has a step, and then he knows one way to run when he catches that ball straight up the field.
Like Hegman had him man-to-man.
He sure did on that. They had the 3 wide receivers in there, so the linebacker, Mike Hegman, had to be man-to-man in the tight end.
First down, Packers at their own 40. Jefferson in motion. And Dickey again will throw on first down, and does. And it's caught by James Lofton. He goes out of bounds. Everson Walls back there with him. They didn't go in Walls' direction very much in the first half.
I like these things that they talked about, though, at halftime. You know, sneaking in a Philip Epps on first down, 3 wide receivers, throwing on first down, trying to stay out away from that 6 defensive back. And we see there Lofton did a nice job of running a man-to-man pattern on Everson Walls. Oh, out.
Another first down for Packers. Ball is at the Dallas 39. Where James Lofton stands in terms of all-time Packer receiving leaders. He again goes to work. Outside Ellis. Ellis chased out of bounds by Bruning at Walls, but again, good yardage.
Again, I like this Packer approach, Pat. They started off the first play of the series, 3 wide receivers. That time they had 2 tight ends in there. They had number 81, Gary Lewis, was in there. Let's watch how they get a player started in motion. Watch your quarterback's left leg. See, when he moves the left leg, right there. See the little up thing? Now that starts Lewis in motion. And then when Lewis goes by him, he pats him. That tells him, I'm here. Snap the ball.
Lofton out to the left and Jefferson out to the right. They go with conventional formation now. Eddie Lee Ivory, one of the runners, and the fake is to him. Pass it to Lofton. Lofton still on his feet. Lofton down to the 10. Don Smerrick finally made the stop, chased him down with help from Bruning. Packer march looks good.
It sure does look good. They talked about these things at halftime, I'm sure. You know, Tim Huffman, the left guard, came out and made a good block on that play that sprung James Lofton. Tom Landry saying, what the heck are they doing to us here? Watch it from the end zone. We'll see the fake toss to the right, a screen to the left. Now watch 74 right there. See right there. You see him get that block? And then that's the one, he spun him right around. And then that's the one that sprung James Lofton.
The block was on Guy Brown. It's first down, Packers just outside the 10-yard line. They can make a first down without scoring. Dickey's going to try to do it in a hurry. Just missed Del Rogers. He had him open, and he had a touchdown.
And you know why he didn't get it? Because he had to throw over Too Tall Jones. Too Tall Jones was between Dickey and Rogers, and he couldn't get the ball over his head.
Rogers comes out. Ivory comes in with the play from Bart Starr and Bob Snelker. They look all business on this maneuver.
And I think they have to stay with that type of thing. A lot of substitution, a lot of situational substitution. Getting your 2 tight ends, 3 wide receivers, keep the Dallas defense off balance.
Lofton and Jefferson both out to the right. Dickey backpedals, looks to Kaufman. Misses him. Benny Barnes on the coverage with Kaufman. Kaufman put a good move on and had some room.
Lynn Dickey saying I should have had that one. The problem was Michael Downs, the free safety, came on a safety blitz and no one picked him up. Watch him. Here comes 26. Watch him. He's coming right up the middle, untouched. You see, and he gets up in the air, and you know he still had a shot at that though, even though they didn't pick up the blitz.
They'll be coming again. You can almost bank on that. 3rd and long, and the 6 defensive backs. Green Bay going with 3 wide receivers. Kaufman, the tight end, is on the right. Jefferson comes in motion, and Dickey tries to come out of there too quickly. Nothing doing. Dickey was trying to get out of there before it was ready. Stenerud makes his appearance. Bart says okay. Not a bad drive. It really wasn't.
That was a good drive, and I'm sure we'll see more of that type of thing.
Stenerud from 30 yards out with Stankiewicz holding. Left-hand hash mark. Deep for Dallas. Rock Fellows has a bad ankle. They will not return. Not much there. Penalty markers go flying out of the pack, however. Paul Kaufman was one of the Packers down there, and he's the one doing most of the arguing.
It's against the Packers, and it looks like that unnecessary roughness for some late hit type of thing. It'll be 15, 5, 10, 15.
That is the first Green Bay penalty all day. Obviously, there's a problem with the referee's mic.
We might be able to find it right here with our cameras. Let's see, it'll be in the left part of the frame here. Right there. See, he's down and he gets speared with the helmet. That's what it is. Yeah, that's a good call. He can't have that.
No doubt about it. Cosbie is the man in motion, and he is the man who makes the catch. Shook away from one tackler. That was Mike Douglas who came out there with him. He got about 6 yards. Now Newhouse and Billy Joe Dupree come off the Dallas bench to come into the game with the word for Danny White. Smerrick, Too Tall Jones, Randy White, Harvey Martin. Randy White looking at you.
Smiling.
Cameras do amazing things. 2nd and 3 from the 36. Cosbie again in motion. Handoff is to Tony Dorsett, and he's got some room. 1st down to the 45.
Yeah, we talked about this before, Pat, but the way really to run at this Packer defense is to run right at it, up the middle. They haven't had a lot of success with the sweeping type things, but watch this. When Dorsett can start one way, get those linebackers to flow, then get his big guards on those linebackers, he can pick up pretty good yardage in there.
He got 9 that time.
Let's watch Tom Rafferty in there on the nose tackle. That's the secret to the 3-man line. That center has to get some movement on the nose tackle.
White has time to Cosbie. Caught. Fingertip catch by Doug Cosbie. Mike Douglas knocked him out of bounds. A 15-yard gain. White has now hit 8 in a row.
Doug Cosbie says, I have to make up for that one I dropped earlier in the end zone. Drop the easy ones, catch the hard ones. Let's watch it again. It'll be in the left-hand side of the screen here. We see White's looking out there, throws to Cosbie. Now watch this catch. Oh, that reminds me of Summerall in '58.
It helps to be 6'6". Didn't remind me of that. Randy Scott made the stop. Dorsett, of course, a ball carrier.
Tom Landry we see sending in a play with Billy Joe Dupree. You know, last week he sent in a play with Doug Donnelly and he called him Golden. He had Golden Richards here 5 years ago. He said, Golden, go in and do this. And then after the game, he went up to him and says, hey, good game, Golden.
And the amazing thing is that Donnelly did it.
So thanks, Coach.
2nd down, 7 at the 37. White on a draw play to Dorsett. Tried to shake one tackle, didn't. It was a good one by Randy Scott. Dorsett again, slow getting up. Newsome says, I got you.
There's Golden coming in right now. There's 83. That's Golden Richard. Nope, it says Donnelly on his
Sure
back.
does.
Tom ought to look at their back sometime.
But Golden or Doug Donnelly or whoever he is can really run.
I'd like to run a reverse to him. He's Golden.
3rd down and 7 from the shotgun formation. This time he has time, and this time he goes to Donnelly. And the ball is knocked away just at the last second. I almost called him Golden. Maurice Harvey, the defender.
Maurice Harvey is one of those guys that hits like a linebacker. We drafted him at Oakland, and we just didn't have a place for him, but he's a good player. We see him man-to-man all the way on Doug Donnelly, and he got that hand in there right at the end.
If I were the Green Bay defense, I would beware of Mr. White from this position on the field. Now he's going to kick. Looking for the sideline. Pumped it a little bit too much to the right. Out of bounds. Let's see where.
Oh, he's still walking. There, he stopped him.
14.
You see how they measure that? The referees.
Draw play. Ivory. Outside the 20 to the 21. Guy Brown tripped him up.
Look at Bob Brunick there. He's talking. He took the wrong side. Larry McCarron, the center, fired out at Bob Brunick. Brunick jumped to the right side. The ball went to the left. Let's see if we can watch it. Now watch from the end zone. Now watch the center. He's going to fire out. 54. He fires out on Brunick. You see he escapes to the right side. Ivory runs to the left side. Or just, you know, if you're watching it from the offense, it's one. But you know what I mean.
Which is the key to the whole thing.
Key to the whole thing. Jump one side, go the other. Jump the other, go the other.
2nd and 2. Just over 9 minutes. Jefferson starts in the motion. Dickey retreats. Ellis makes a one-handed catch, and he's got 2 blockers in front of him. Emerson Walls is over. Ellis just runs over him and gets inside the Cowboy 40. White and Martin applied the pressure, but Dickey got rid of it.
This is the type of thing that the Packers have to do when you're getting this big rush. Look at the rush. Guy Brown coming from the outside. Randy White, throw it over too tall. Get it at great catch by Gary Ellis. One hand with that left hand right up the sideline. Everson Walls does a nice job of just holding on and staying alive.
He got 31 yards.
Let's watch the rush. Here comes Randy White. Big strong. Right up the middle. I got him. I got him. Guy Brown. I got him. No, none of us have him. There it goes.
There goes Ellis for a Packer 1st down. At the Cowboy 47. Jefferson in motion. Knocked away at the last minute. Intended for Lofton. It was Michael Downs who made the recovery.
Let's watch it here. We see Dennis Thurman starts. He's playing zone. He comes off in the short man. Michael Downs is going to come all the way across the field. What? Here he comes. Leap out. Get that hand out there. Knock the ball down.
Dickey had time.
Let's watch the blocking on too tall. They're keeping the tight end in to double team him. Greg Cook and Paul Kaufman. It's a good way to do it.
That's one of the only ways.
He draws a crowd.
It'll make it 2nd and 10, still at the 47-yard line in Dallas territory. They fake a blitz. Not a fake, they're coming. And Dickey read it well. Downs takes Kaufman out of bounds, but they get the 1st down nevertheless. Good play by Dickey and Kaufman.
I'll tell you, this is an impressive Green Bay Packer offense this 2nd half. Looks like, you know, you play the whole 1st half, you have Polaroid shots, all those things. They've really made some adjustment. They're beating the blitzes, see just a little quick out, get the ball out there to them. Get them on man-to-man. But they're doing a lot of good things. They're getting, 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, screen pass against the big rush.
Crowd yelling for defense. Packers at the Dallas 35 now. Dickey had time, and again he has Kaufman, and Kaufman is down to the 15 before he is tripped up by Michael Downs. Down to the 16.
Again, you can just see the confidence level rise in this team. You see 3 wide receivers on the same side. Epps is coming in, cleaning out. Kaufman right in behind him. He chooses Kaufman. That's what you call an overload against a zone. 3 receivers on one side.
They had Hegman on Kaufman man-to-man. He couldn't find him. Kaufman's had a good day. And again, the crowd starts yelling for that defense. 1st and 10 from the 16. Ivory is hit at the line of scrimmage. Maybe struggles for a yard. Brunig made the stop.
The Cowboys were in an all-out or maximum blitz, safety blitz. Mike Downs was up in there coming, and they ran right into their blitz.
Art Starr talking with his other quarterback. That's David Whitehurst. There's Bob Snelker again. I'm giving a lot of credit for the success of the Packer offensive unit this year.
He sure is. Lynn Dickey talks about it. Lofton and Jefferson talk about it. Bob Snelker calls all the plays.
2nd down and 10. Again, they show blitz. Kaufman moved. Now he gets set. No penalty. He's a tight end. Dickey, no place to go. Michael Downs right up the middle. 2nd sack on Dickey.
Let's watch that again. They had too many guys in the middle there. The Cowboys did, and they just can't pick them up. Watch that. See, there's man over the center, man over the guard, and then there's no one to pick up Michael Downs, and he comes straight up the middle on Dickey. There's a penalty, though.
I didn't see it. Delay of game.
They must have blown the whistle before the ball was snapped.
Now they mark off the penalty.
Delay of game offense. The play stopped the clock. 2nd down.
See, when Kaufman moved, then Dickey had to give him time to set a second, and then the 30-second clock ran out on him.
And they save it down. It's a break for the Packers. It'll be 2nd and 15. Back at the 21 now. Lofton split wide to the left, out of the picture. Dickey yells in that direction. Jefferson is inside of him. And the handoff is to Ivory. Ivory down to about the 16 again. Randy White on the bottom of the pile.
Bob Schnelker's going to call the play now. You see him, he has the glasses on there, has that card. He's already called it.
I think he has. He sent in Del Rogers in place of Ivory. He probably took the play in. It'll be 3rd and 9. And the extra defensive backs are in the contest now. They're showing blitz. Dickey. Jefferson turned to the right. Dickey threw it to the left. We'll see Stenerud again.
Dickey was really upset. Looks like Jefferson is supposed to run a slant. Watch him here. He starts inside. Now watch, he stops and goes back to his right. Dickey threw to his inside. So Jefferson was running an out or a corner, and Dickey was throwing a slant.
33 yards out will be Stenerud's attempt. Jefferson looks back at things. Dexter Clinkscale, by the way, was a defender back there with Jefferson. Stenerud. Pick off by Stenerud. Rod Hill from the 3. Hill still on his feet. Stenerud chasing him. Hill still on his feet. Rod Hill being chased. Hill tripped up at the 10-yard line. Estes Hood caught him from behind. yards on the kickoff return by Hill, the Cowboys' #1 pick.
Watch it here. It's ironic. This week they were on the Cowboys draft. Rod Hill was the #1 draft choice of the Cowboys this year. Watch, he just runs right through. Poor tackling down there. Poor tackle there. When he gets out in the open, he can move it, but Estes Hood made a big play with this tackle right there at the end. Rod Hill was the #1 draft choice. Really hasn't produced much this year, but that may be all you need.
He just put himself in the record book. Dorsett gets a couple inside the 8. Randy Scott made the hit.
Let's watch it from the end zone here. Here's what it looks like. You see they have a wedge up in front. The blockers start swinging to the right. They catch some of the Packers inside, and there's not really good convergence in tackling there. See, another miss there. And then Estes Hood. Watch Estes Hood. He comes flying into your picture and makes the old flying tackle. Save the touchdown.
That return by Hill broke the record, which was held by a man who paid us a visit at halftime, Thomas Henderson. The old record was 48 yards. That was 89. Here is Dorsett again. Nothing. Maybe a couple off to the left side, but not much doing there. Ezra Johnson made the stop. There's Rod Hill. Wow, just when the Packers looked as if they were gaining that momentum and getting themselves back in shape, here comes an 89-yard kickoff return.
Look at the offense the Packers have had in the second half, 149 yards. They did good work at halftime.
3rd and goal at the 6. 4:55 left, 3rd quarter. Here's the spot for that rollout that John Madden was talking about earlier. Play pass fake. Oh, no play pass fake. Tony Hill was the intended receiver. It's incomplete, and there are no penalty markers. On comes Rafael Septién. Maurice Harvey was the defender.
I think anytime you see a defender go up with a pass receiver in the end zone, the home crowd always wants the interference. Let's watch it here. Danny White leaves the ball in the air a little too long. That was a great play by Maurice Harvey.
Sure was.
To not have contact, get your body turned around, and get that left hand up there.
Septién is 2 out of 2 today. One of them from 50 yards. This one's from 24. Septién kicks off. Dale Rogers at the 5. Hit, spins, goes down at the 18. Jeff Rohr made the stop. Next week, CBS Sports Saturday returns with great heavyweight boxing. I know you're into boxing, John. Harry Kotsia continues his quest for another shot at the title as he meets undefeated Pinklin Thomas. So be ringside with us next week on CBS on Sports Saturday.
I like to watch those heavyweights. They don't move as quickly as some of those little guys. But
Yes, you can follow them.
you can follow where they throw one, something happens.
Lynn Dickey brings his Packers out from the own 18-yard line. Gary Ellis is the lone setback, and they go with those 3 wide receivers again. This is Lewis who's in motion this time. Dickey fakes. Going for the bunch to Lofton, and he may have a bunch. Lofton makes the catch on a great throw. Dennis Thurman was back there with him.
I'll tell you, that was a great throw and a great catch, but before the great catch, James Lofton put some moves on Dennis Thurman. Watch him. He starts in, goes back out, gets Thurman turned, then comes back in, the 3rd move, and then watch the catch at the end. Stretching out, running through the ball. You know, so many receivers stop and let the ball go over their head, but you have to run through it, as James Lofton just did.
What a fine receiver he is. 4 caught, gained 92 yards. That one was 50. Fumble. Dallas has it. Mike Hegman comes up with the ball. Eddie Lee Ivory was the ball carrier.
Didn't look like he ever had control of the ball. It looked like he may have stumbled in the carpet before he got to the line of scrimmage.
That's 4 turnovers for Green Bay, the second fumble.
Let's see if we can watch it here. He's the second man, number 40 in the I formation. He starts here. You see, as he got the ball, he looked like his feet weren't really under control, and the ball just popped right out.
And Mike Hagman came up with the recovery. So down
the ball, just kick it around. Let someone else jump on it.
First and 10, Cowboys, their own 32-yard line. Newsome and Dorsett are the 2 backs. Danny White goes to work. Gets Newsome. Newsome barrels out to the 40. 8-yard pickup. Anderson made the stop. Timmy Newsome looks like in some time he's going to make himself heard from.
Well, remember what happened to him in training camp, Pat? He was a tailback playing behind Tony Dorsett. And Tom Landry switched him to fullback, and he didn't like that. He left for a day or two and came back, and he realized that Tom Landry runs that football team, and whatever Tom says he's going to do, so he says he's happy.
Second and 1, 9-yard gain on the pass completion. This is Cosbie in motion. This is Dorsett this time for the first down. Not much more. Mike Butler is the man who made the tackle.
Get a little measurement there.
Yeah, I think we will. Dallas Cowboys first down plays. That's what they were looking for. That kind of balance. I know they'd most like to have a better average rushing.
Tom is one of the few coaches that still likes to run as much or more than he passes, and the way the game seems to be going, it's going away from that tendency.
Tom was saying, listen to the crowd again, and Tom was saying when they started this last week, he was looking around for something to happen because he didn't know why they were cheering like this.
He was looking around the stadium and said, hey, they don't act like this at Texas Stadium.
What's going on?
Yeah. You know, they have some different people. They had 30,000 season ticket holders that didn't pick up their tickets, so they had 30,000 different people in here.
Dorsett swung out to the left, and White just throws it away. Nobody was open. He couldn't find anybody. Mike Douglas was out there. Tony Dorsett wisely didn't have to catch it.
Tom probably likes it better the other way. He can concentrate more when it's quiet.
You know, Butch Johnson was saying something. I'll get back into that in a minute. Here's Danny White. Ernie Staudner talking with his defensive players.
Looks like he's making up some more blitzes. He's talking to Dexter Klinkscale there and telling him to blitz. Ernie's an old defensive lineman. He likes to see those defensive backs rush.
Here's the screen pass coming. That's Newsome being chased. Randy Scott was the first man to hit him. He got about 6. It's hard to say. Butch Johnson brought up an interesting point. He said during the regular season, everybody's making different amounts of money. And some people are inclined to say, hey, he's making so much money, he's supposed to do it. He's supposed to excel. But in these games, everybody makes the same thing.
That's right. In the second game, the same thing is $10,000. Both teams receive for this game $10,000 per player, win or lose.
But if you win, you get to play again. So it's 3rd and 5. 1.5 minutes left in quarter number 3. From the shotgun, here comes the Green Bay blitz. White steps up. He has Butch Johnson. He can't quite reach it. Estes Hood was back there with Butch, but he had a step or two.
Hey, there was no weak safety in there at all. Estes Hood not only had Butch Johnson man-to-man, he had him man-to-man all over the field. And talking about money, there it is. First round, both teams received $6,000. Today, $10,000. Next week, $18,000 win or lose. And in the Super Bowl, $36,000 to the winner, $18,000 to the loser. So the Super Bowl victor this year will make $72,000 per man. $70,000 per man, $52,000 for the loser.
Considerably more than last year or any year. Good kick by White this time. That one is up there. Fair catch signal for by Johnny Gray, and he takes it.
wrestling match here.
Right.
Oh, yeah? I want that guy.
Green Bay has had some very poor field position to start every drive in this half. Smerrick chases Dickey. It's a screen pass. Dickerson is out chasing Ellis. He's still on his feet. Facing Everson Walls and Brunig, and he goes out of bounds. Dennis Thurman also gave him a little nudge, but they got sizable yardage.
You know, there's a guy, Gary Ellis, that I think is going to be a good fullback in this league someday. He was waived a couple years ago by the Rams. In fact, he was one of their last players cut. Green Bay picked him up, and he seems to be getting better every year. If he ever really gets that confidence and gets it unleashed, he'll be a good fullback.
It's the time left in the third quarter. He's a good pass receiver, Ellis. 2nd and 2 for Lynn Dickey and the Packers. 23-13 the trail. Eddie Lee Ivory does not get the first down. He's about a yard short. Bob Brunig led the defensive surge. Well, he may have gotten more than I thought he got.
Let's watch it from this lineman's angle here. You see those guards, tackles fall out, the off guard pulls. Ivory runs right into his off guard, gets that little push, and it was enough for the first down. But down there in those pits, a lot of pushing and pulling. Good stuff happening in there.
Bill Rogers goes in, Ivory comes out. First and 10 from their own 22 for the Packers. 40 seconds left to play third quarter. First and 10. Pitch out quickly. Rogers. Rogers whirls up to about the 30, 29 maybe.
Greg Cook, the right tackle, was leading on that play. He wanted Rogers to stay outside of him. Let's watch it again. Watch a right tackle. He'll start to pull. Now watch as he turns. Now he's there. Rogers is with him. Cook thinks he ought to stay outside. Rogers leaves his blocker and goes right into those tacklers. I think Cook is right. You know, if you're following a big guy on your team, stay with that guy.
Seems like a wise choice. That's the end of the third quarter. Reverse coming to Lofton, and he has got some real estate. Lofton to the 50. Lofton cuts back. He might go all the way. Lofton chased by Thurman, but he can't do anything about it. 71-yard touchdown end around by James Lofton, no penalties. Everybody was right. Stenerud drives Rod Hill a yard deep in the end zone. He has one 89-yard return already. That one gets back to the 20, and that's all. Mark Murphy on the stop.
Let's watch this again. We'll see it's a reverse. Now, Lynn Dickey, the quarterback, he flips to Ivory here, who hands to Jefferson coming back. But the big thing, watch Dickey right here. He makes a block right here that makes it all possible. The quarterback makes the block that springs Lofton. Watch it. The flip, the hand back. Now watch Dickey right there. He comes in. Now watch right there, the block to quarterback. Oh, nice. Layout, the old cross-body block. That sprung Lofton.
And Lofton doesn't need much.
Who said quarterbacks can't block?
It was Guy Brown that Dickey blocked. Here's White. To Tony Hill. To the 35-36. Maybe Mike McCoy made the stop. 16 yards on that pass completion from White to Tony Hill.
I'll tell you, all the Stanford people ought to be proud today of these two.
The truth.
We'll see Tony Hill catching passes, and James Lofton running reverses. There's the Dallas defense.
And catching passes.
They're all listening pretty good there to something. They're probably showing them what happened on that reverse, saying don't let that happen again.
Tell you what, Packer bunch is coming on. 14 minutes left to play. 23-19 Dallas. White again will throw if he has time, and does. Billy Joe Dupree was the receiver. First pass he's caught today. George Cumbie on the defense.
I wonder who the Redskins practiced against today. They practiced against Dallas or against the Packers?
Imagine it was a loosen up day.
Sometimes you have to have some reason to practice. Someone's going to say, "Hey, coach, what are we practicing for?"
I'll show you entirely different things on offense and defense, don't they? Cosbie is the tight end to the left. Newsome and Dorsett are the running backs. Second down, 7. White again to put it up. Standing. All kinds of time for Tony Hill. He got it. To the 37, Mike Douglas on a stop. White with all day to find somebody.
This is something that was great pass coverage by the Packers, because Danny White has all kinds of time, but he can't find anyone open. Left, there's no one there. Run a little while, there's no one there. Then he waits, and he finally finds Tony Hill down here. Says, okay, I'll give it to you. Did you see how high he got in the air to catch that one?
24-yard gain. He is a super athlete. 6 catches for Hill for 93 yards today. He's out to the right this time. First and 10. White. Flea flicker, and White's going for the punch for Hill again. Just knocked away in the end zone at the last second by Mark Lee, who got his hand up.
That's one that didn't fool either Mike Lee or the free safety Maurice Harvey. They were both back there waiting for it. You know, the Redskins did that yesterday. They ran that same type of play. Here's, you see it didn't affect either one. Harvey has him inside, and Mark Lee had him outside, and Lee got his hand up.
It'll be second down and 10 now from the 37.
Pulled inside out.
Hill comes out to the left this time. Pearson split out on the other side. A quiet day for Drew. White's trying to set up the screen, and does. Back across the field. They get one block. This is Newsome. Newsome to the 20. Newsome to the 17. Maurice Harvey made the stop. 21 yards for the Cowboys.
Landry says, you want trick plays? I'll show you some trick plays. First we get the old double reverse, and we get this. Now what Danny White does on this, watch, he gets everything going to the right. He's going to sprint out here to the right. Pull the guard to the right, the tackle to the right. Make the defense all come to this side. Stop, throw back out there to Newsome. He has one guy in front of him. That was his right tackle, Jim Cooper, sneaked all the way out, and he was the single blocker.
Newsome now has caught 7 passes. First down, Dallas at the Green Bay 16. Dorsett to the 10 to the 9. Ezra Johnson tripped him up.
Now Bart Starr has to sit there and watch Tom Landry's tricks. Tom Landry watched a good one Bart Starr had.
Sure did. Seven yards for Dorsett, make it second and 3. The ball at the 9. Two tight end situation for the Cowboys. Dupree and Cosbie. Dorsett goes back deep. And the handoff is to Dorsett. He squirms down to about the 6, close to a first down. George Cumbie tripped him up.
Two things the Cowboys are thinking of here. Of course, they didn't get the first down. Third down, the first thing they want to do is pick up the first down and then take some time off the clock and get their score. He sent the play in with Jay Saldy. Now, Jay Saldy usually lines up as a wing, comes in motion, and leads a running play up the middle somewhere. See if he does it this time.
What they want to do right now is hurry, because there are only 7 seconds left on the 30-second clock. They got it off. White, Cosbie, touchdown.
Oh, great spike.
That ball was halfway to Cosbie before he ever saw it.
I know there was another trick play, too. Cosbie lined up on the left side. Came all the way across the field. Let's see if we can see him here. See the fake to the left. Now see Cosbie coming across there. Then Danny White bootlegs, finds him out there, gives it to Cosbie. He knows he's going to score there because he's 6'6".
And 2:30. Septién with Toronto holding. Makes it Dallas 30. Green Bay 19. Still plenty of time left.
Let's see if we can draw that up on the chalkboard here. Get some stuff. We're going to see a run here, a fake here. White'll fake to him here. Cosbie comes in here from this side. Then he sneaks through here and out. Danny White, after he fakes, comes out here and throws the ball from here. Let's see all those lines. Let's see if it makes any sense. Okay, snap it. Okay, there's a run fake. Now watch 84 Cosbie. Sneak across by those linemen. No one sees him. No one sees him. White sees him. Gives him the ball right out there. Nice.
That looked like the menu at a Chinese restaurant.
It's just soup.
Septién hits this one. Rodgers goes 6 yards deep in the end zone, and he won't try to bring this one out.
Nice drive, 80 yards in 8 plays. The big one was that screen pass, though. That was that trick play. You get a little roll to the right, throw it back across the grain. Big play.
White is now 21 out of 31 for 207 yards and a touchdown. The one to Cosbie. And Dallas leads by 11. But there's still plenty of time left, and Green Bay has been really cooking. First and 10 from the 20. Lofton out wide to the right. Jefferson to the left. Hoffman goes in motion, and Dickey will throw on first down. For Eddie Lee Ivory. Penalty marker downfield. In the area where Lofton and Michael Downs were bouncing off each other. That's a 26-yard pass completion.
It's in the area of pass interference of some type. It's usually defensive pass interference, but we've seen some offensive pass interference. Here's what it is. That's what they were calling. You can't find his flag. There, he got it. Throw that baby down. I got you.
Walls is saying he ran into me, but he was interfering with Lofton's path that he had chosen. And we've seen that call before. There's Doug Cosbie, the man who just scored that touchdown.
He's over there celebrating. Spit.
Hoffman in motion again, and Dickey goes right back to throw. Lofton is cut down by Dennis Thurman, but nevertheless he comes up with another catch. 26-yard gain.
He has a smile. He's really had a big day today. He's already had 2 touchdowns. Now watch, with his speed, Dennis Thurman has to respect that deep one. Did you see Thurman turn? He started to turn like Lofton was going on and up. Lofton just cut it off, went back to the sideline. That's what speed will do.
Lofton, of course, was a track man, a high jumper, and a long jumper, as well as being an outstanding receiver at Stanford. He's quite an athlete. This is Lewis trying to throw it, and nothing doing as here comes Randy White. Setting up to throw. Some more trick plays.
Some more trick plays. He was trying to throw deep to John Jefferson. The Cowboys weren't fooled. Everson Walls and Michael Downs had Jefferson double covered. See if we can see it. Now here he's coming back. He wants this pass has to be a lateral. See, because you can't have 2 forward passes. It is a lateral. He's looking for Jefferson. He was double teamed. He got rushed, and here comes Randy White. You see the double coverage? Here's why he couldn't throw it. Inside out on Jefferson. They didn't get fooled.
A lot of times when an inexperienced passer like that gets in a situation, he panics and throws it anyway.
Lucky he didn't.
3 wide receivers for the Packers now. Epps in. They're looking in that direction. Pass is almost picked off by Michael Downs. I think Epps must have run the wrong pattern.
That's the second time that happened on a play. Remember, in the end zone there, Jefferson ran out. Dickey threw in. On this play, Epps ran out, and Dickey threw in. Watch him. He's watching Epps all the way. And He's throwing it in. There's no Epps there. No guys there. No green guys. Epps was out on the sideline.
Dickey this half is 11 out of 16 for 234 yards. That's this half.
That's a great second half.
3rd down and 14. Dickey going for the bunch to Jefferson. No. That was very close to being interference, the way they call them these days. But no flag.
Dennis Thurman's getting a lot of work today. Watch Jefferson. He's 83 there. It's in a foot race. See Thurman's coming from the outside. Dexter Clinkscale, 47 inside. He passes both of them, and the ball is just a little overthrown. You thought that was Pat? Could be, huh? Think
Could
so?
be.
What do you think?
No, both of them touched him.
Yeah.
No flag, however. Stakowitz back to kick, and Rod Hill comes up to about his own 15. Stakowitz aiming for out of bounds. Gets it out of bounds inside the 10. Not bad. First down, 10 from the 8. Dorsett comes around the corner, gets out to about the 15 before he's pushed out of bounds by Mike McCoy.
Boy, Dick Nolan will be proud. Dick Nolan is the receiver coach of the Cowboys. On that play, Drew Pearson, number 88, comes in from the outside and gets a block that springs Dorsett. We're talking to Dick about this. Watch it from here. Watch him, 88, come in there. Boom, he gets a block right there. That springs Dorsett to the outside. Those receivers have to do everything. You know, we haven't heard a lot from Drew Pearson.
No, we haven't. They've done a good job on him.
They sure have. He's caught one pass all day, but so he said, if I'm not going to catch any passes, what the heck, I'll just block. Here's some pads.
Dorsett has 95 yards now as White drops the throw. Newsome, a diving catch, can't hang on. Incomplete. Mike Douglas was the Green Bay defender. 7.5 minutes left to play. Newsome trots back. Dorsett will come in with the play from Landry.
It's the old double clutch. He gives him something, and then as he starts to go in, he gives him something else. And stop, I got it.
Dorsett with the message to White. And Bart Starr watching his team trail by 11 points now. 30-19 with 7.5 minutes left to play.
That extra point does loom big, doesn't it? If they had made that, it would be a 10-point thing, a touchdown and a field goal. Now the Packers have to be thinking in terms of 2 touchdowns with 7 minutes, 30 seconds to go.
Danny White looked out to the left. 3rd and 3. Throws picked off. Mark Lee gets the interception and the Packer touchdown. It bounced Dallas, and Stenerud kicks it off in the direction of Donnelly. He hadn't done much of this before. Next week, CBS Sports Saturday returns with some great heavyweight boxing. Harry Kotsia against Pinklin Thomas. Check your local listings. But that's one you should not miss here on CBS on Sports Saturday next week.
They're both ranked in the top 10. You know how you get Harry out of G-E-R-R-I-E, I don't know, but that sounds good. It probably has something like that in it.
Green Bay, the turnover situation. Cosbie shifts over on the flank to the left, and Dorsett moves back deep behind Newhouse. The pitch is back to Dorsett. No place for him to go. Fired up Green Bay defense gives Dorsett only a yard. Johnny Gray and Mike McCoy. And here comes the penalty flag.
Maybe Drew Pearson started blocking, and maybe he looked like he had a little extracurricular blocking on that sideline there. Maybe he likes that contact stuff. Drew's a good guy. He's been a heck of a receiver for this Dallas Cowboy team. Mr. Clutch.
We have offsetting personal fouls, unnecessary roughness, 88 offense, 22 defense. The play stands. It's second down. Continuous action. The play stands.
We got something. Mark Lee, 22. He was the guy that just scored the interception. 88. We just see him. That was Drew Pearson. Only caught one pass all day, so he's going to his physical game.
Now he has one punch to go with the one pass.
Let me at him, he's saying.
Second down and 10. White back to throw. Green Bay in the blitz. Billy Joe Dupree has it. Stays on his feet. Might have gotten the first down. He did. Randy Scott hit Big Billy Joe.
I'll tell you, that showed Danny White's strength there. Mike Douglas will see him coming on a blitz. He makes a mistake. You never do. You never jump at a quarterback because he can always duck under you. Now watch right from the left. He's going to come in here. Now watch him. See, he jumps. He shouldn't have left his feet. Danny White just sidestepped that and was able to get the completion. A blitzing linebacker should always run through that quarterback.
And Dallas gets the first down. This is something, that graphic, that they cannot afford to do in this situation. First and 10 for the Cowboys at their own 37. 6:55 left to play. Draw play, Dorsett. Dorsett outside the 40 to the 43. Tripped up by Terry Jones. Richard Turner with help. There's the time remaining. Dorsett moves over 100 yards now. 101 and 24 carries.
You know, and the different thing about that 100 yards, they've all been tough for Tony Dorsett lately, but it was an awful lot of inside running today, more than I've ever seen him do.
A lot of 6 yards and 7 yards. Those tough ones.
He's doing it the hard way.
Second down 4. He got 6 then. Green Bay again in a blitz. White dodges, throws. Incomplete. Intended for Drew Pearson. Mike McCoy made the hit.
The fans are booing again. They wanted an interference, but watch the rush that he's getting. He gets rid of the ball here. Now watch McCoy gets inside, and he gets his left hand over Drew Pearson.
Good defensive play.
Let's watch it from this angle. See if he does the same thing. It should be his left arm. Watch him shoot his left arm in over his shoulder. There it is, and knock the ball out. That was a good play. You got to give him that. I mean, the secondary at least has to be able to do that.
Puts Johnson now in the game. Lined up in the slot to the right. 3rd and 4. White signals out to the right to someone. Throws and has Doug Cosbie at midfield. First down. That big target one more time.
I'll tell you, when you're getting a rush and you have this like thing and you want to work the ball in the middle of the field, Doug Cosbie is the ideal guy to do it. He was working man-to-man against John Anderson, number 59, a linebacker, brought him in, held him, and then boom, went to the outside. You see that little thing Tom Landry did? He took his fist and went like that, you know?
Yeah.
That's the most emotion I've seen from him. I was like, we got him now. Keep it going, guys. Keep it going.
Jay Salvy's in the game now. White looks out to the left, throws to Pearson, and he can throw. And does. For Tony Hill. Has it. Tony Hill. Remarkable catch. Mike McCoy back with him, but Hill spinning around makes the catch.
I'll tell you, these two teams are pulling everything out today. We've seen everything. Watch this from ground level. Now, this has to be a lateral, right? So it's a lateral out to Drew Pearson. Used to be a quarterback. Only caught one pass all day. He's becoming a blocker, a fighter, and he said, I'll throw it. Look at that move. That was, he looked like a whirling dervish.
A full spinner by Tony Hill. It's 1st and goal, Dallas from the 1.
Tony Hill, what a day he's having.
7 passes caught for Hill. None bigger than that. 3 tight ends. They get to Newhouse, and Newhouse barrels in. show.
The stadium is rocking. We've seen it all today. Even John Dutton looks like he likes it. Little smile on his face. And this is what it looks like.
4:24 left to play. 36-26 Cowboys, and Septién makes it 37-26. 74 yards, 7 plays. This is like a highlight show.
I know it. Let's watch this pass again. I love this one. Watch a long pass. Here we come. Here's, you see the pass back to Pearson. He just unloads it, everything he has. Now watch Tony Hill. He's looking to his right, swirls to his left, back to his right, an over-the-head catch. What more can you do?
Oh, no.
What he didn't do is score the touchdown. But here's the guy that does score the touchdown. Robert Newhouse. Just pound it in there. Stay low. Keep the feet right. That's it. Okay, touchdown.
4:24 still left to play. Both teams have all of their timeouts left. Annie White has completed 23 out of 36. There's the man who just scored the touchdown, Robert Newhouse.
I wonder what the Washington Redskins are thinking of this one.
I bet they're even excited.
Good. How do you defend all that stuff? Richie Pettibone up there saying, we got our hands full with either one of these. I like that kind of talk. Ready or not? Here we go. We'll be going up there, ready or not.
Oh, yeah. The crowd, the honorary captain for Dallas today, and they're doing a pretty good job. Rodgers retreats into the end zone, 6 yards deep, and now he comes out. Rodgers still on his feet. Now he goes down at about the 18. Danny Spradlin came over. Time remaining 4:14. Lynn Dickey, who's had a little rest, comes back in. We, of course, as we told you just a second ago, will be in Washington next Saturday for the NFC Championship game, either Dallas or Green Bay against the Redskins at 12 Eastern Time. It begins with the NFL Today. Annie White and the other Cowboy passer sitting next to him, Drew Pearson.
What offense we've seen. The fans like offense. Green Bay has 422 yards. Dallas 381. We've seen 803 yards of offense. Whew.
Time of possession. Dallas has just about doubled it. They're going to have to hurry with this play. They do get it off in time. They had 1 second left. Dickey going to work. Goes to Epps. That's knocked loose by Michael Downs. Rod Hill was also back there, but Downs' body collision is what knocked it loose.
You know, there's a guy who's been all over the field today, Downs. Watch him. It's for Philip Epps. Watch Downs come in there. He said, I have as much right to it as you do. And he was upset that he didn't intercept it. But Michael Downs has been all over the field. He's been knocking balls down. He's been blitzing, covering. He's having a big, big day in that Cowboys secondary.
He was not drafted high because they thought he was shy of contact. But that hasn't turned out to be the truth at all. Second down, 10. 4:08 left now as Dickey drops to throw and does. And misses Ellis. Everson Walls was out with Epps. I'm not sure who that was intended for.
Well, Lynn Dickey's upset, and he's given someone to Dickens.
Lynn Dickey, who in his career has had a separated shoulder, a broken hip, a knee operation. He has come back from a lot of adversity.
Looks like he's still mad. Watch his reaction to that last play. Looks like a coach.
I would say you were right.
He used to do that.
He was upset. 3rd and 10. Here comes Too Tall Jones after Dickey, and he gets him. They had a stunt going, and it worked perfectly.
They sure did. The Packers didn't pick up that stunt. Watch Too Tall. He starts from the outside. He's going to go inside. Smirik will work to the outside. No one picks him up. You know, we always talk about stunts. Let's see if we can draw one up here and show what it looks like. The tackle will work to the outside. Too tall right here, loops and comes right up the middle. Watch him. You see that? The tackle will come outside. Too tall goes inside, and they don't pick him up.
And we come back to Stackowitz kick. Chases Rod Hill back to the 43-yard line, and Hill cuts into Packer territory to the 45. 3:26 left to play. There's Ed Jones.
He was one of the last ones to leave the Cowboy practice field yesterday, and had a chance to talk to him. He said last week when he hurt his knee was the worst he's ever been hurt in his life, and it scared him more than anything.
He's too big to hurt.
He can't hurt. Well, remember when he boxed?
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah, he was down in a corner, and the guy was still hitting him. He's fan.
Don't forget 60 Minutes coming up on CBS following football. Except on the West Coast, where you'll see it, of course, at its regulation time. Dorsett goes back deep. From the Packer 45, they give to Dorsett, and he is hit immediately. He had no chance to go anywhere. John Anderson was there before he ever tucked the ball away almost.
I'll tell you, this Packer defense, and especially the linebackers, have really done a good job today. John Anderson, Randy Scott, George Cumbie, very active. Mike Douglas, all over the field.
Dorsett just went under 100 yards after he lost those 3 there. 4-4.
You know, he's still looking for the ball that he ran 99 yards against Minnesota. In fact, he has a $200 reward out for that ball.
It'll be 2nd and 14. Clock running now with 2:45 left to play, and they'll take their time now. Pitches back to Dorsett. He got maybe 2, and there comes the penalty marker down. Face mask violation.
You know, the Packer defense has done a good job of not letting Dorsett get to the outside. I mentioned that earlier before. They grab a face mask on this play. But most of his yards have come from the inside. But watch the face mask right there. You see it? Bring that head back. Yep, they got him.
There's Johnny Gray. And there's the penalty.
Oh, they're doing a 15-yarder.
Wow.
One of the first times I've ever seen a 15-yarder on a face mask. It can be 5 or 15.
Personal fouls, grasping and pulling on the face mask. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Grasping and pulling.
Grasping and pulling. If they just grasp, it's a 5-yard penalty. A grasp and a pull, which is much more serious or could be more dangerous, is then 15 yards.
1st and 10 for Dallas at the Green Bay 32. Timmy Newsome in the backfield with Dorsett. He leans a little, now gets set. And Dorsett again, fumble. In the scramble. And the Packers come out of there with it. Ezra Johnson comes up with the football. And the Packers have another chance. 2.5 minutes left to play. 37-26 to score.
That's what Danny White was saying before the game. He said, this is what we can't afford to do. We can't have turnovers. Let's watch it again. It was just like the other fumble of Ivory. He didn't get control. He didn't get the handle on the ball. You know, that would have been interesting had not Ezra Johnson fallen down there, because they had a block on Danny White, and I don't know who else was there.
Just the official.
Yeah, well, they don't tackle either of those officials most of the time.
So Green Bay has it at their own 35, and they still have time with all those timeouts left. 2.5 minutes left to play. Flag is down. Dickey's going to go through it. No, he can't. Sack on Dickey by Randy White from behind, but Dallas, I believe, was offside.
And Dickey has to be injured on that one, Pat. He got bent ways that you don't normally bend.
He is in pain, no question about it. He did move in an odd way, didn't he?
Well, watch
Whitehurst on 1st and 5. On the draw play to Ellis, who breaks into the Dallas secondary. Stays on his feet, gets the first down before Michael Downs, who led the Cowboys during the regular season in tackles, cuts him down. 18-yard pickup. They're going quickly, no huddle. They want another play before the 2-minute warning. Whitehurst speeds him out, and he better hurry. They get it off. Whitehurst has Smirek all over his back.
Let's see if we can see Don Smirek here. 60, he'll be coming straight up the middle. Harvey Martin coming from the outside. There's Smirek right on him. Goes up too high, just rides him right down to the ground. Bulldog him.
That's the 2-minute warning as Smirek, starting for Dutton, gets the sack. 2nd and 15, all the timeouts left, 3 for each team. Dickey gives draw play to Ellis. Ellis doesn't get much. Now they may have to use one of those timeouts as Anthony Dickerson read it well.
Oh, I can't figure that play out, Pat. They have 2 minutes to go. They need 2 scores, 2 touchdowns. They have to be thinking in terms of scoring twice, and a draw play doesn't seem like a good call.
Here's Dickey back to throw. Jefferson comes up with the catch. Jefferson hurries back. He is inside the 20. 30-yard gain. They mark it at the 16. Michael Downs again had to make the stop. And now Green Bay takes a timeout. 2 timeouts remaining now. 37-26 the score. Dickey back to throw. Looks down the middle to Jefferson. Throws outside to Ellis, incomplete. Anthony Dickerson out there with him.
I don't know if I'd be running draw plays and throwing the ball to the back in the sideline. They have to get the ball in the end zone because 1 minute, 26 seconds left. You think in terms of 2 touchdowns. You have to get one and go to work in the second one. You can't waste all your time getting the first one.
Dickey has got 327 yards on mention. That's a new playoff record against the Dallas defense. More than anybody's ever gotten before. Jefferson swings in motion and now cuts upfield, and Dickey throws to Kaufman down at the 11-yard line, and he is popped. But once again, you might as well put that thing in the end zone. Kaufman is hurt.
I'll tell you, he took that shot right there in an area where you don't have any protection. You see it's above the hip pads and below the shoulder pads.
And the Packers use another timeout.
Because I think they're just happy to be there themselves. They'll take anyone.
I'm sure. Dickey picked off in the end zone by Dennis Thurman, his 3rd interception of the day. He brings it back to the 11-yard line. Paul Kaufman was the intended receiver, and indeed they will get Dallas. Dennis Thurman's 3rd interception of the day.
Dennis said he wanted that one. You see that ball? He's not going to have to put out that $200 thing for it, reward for it. He's keeping that one himself. Let's watch it. We see the motion. It brings Thurman in, 32. Dickey's looking over. Thurman gets up in the air, catches the ball. He's starting to think that he won't take it out. Then he says, what the heck? It's a playoff. Let's bring her on out.
That ties another playoff record for Cowboys. A record held by Charlie Waters against the Bears when he got 3. Thurman has 3.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
56 seconds left to play. Packers down to 1 timeout, which they will use, I'm sure. Now the Packers are out of timeouts, and the clock continues. Landry, Al Lavin standing behind him.
James Lofton.
James Lofton. Wasn't his fault.
No, what more can you do?
That's got to be the longest half minute, or one of the longest ones he'll go through. The crowd will let you know how they feel about it.
I wonder if the crowd's going to go into the locker room after the game. You know, they're honorary captains. they may want to go in with Tom Landry for the interview.
I wonder if they can afford 65,000 game balls. Championship. There's no need for any incentive because they really don't care for each other. Herb Cross will be around and have some guests down on the sideline from the winning team. While I have a chance, and you look at Danny White and Tom Landry, gives me a chance to say thank you and say so long for John Madden and for myself, Pat Summerall. So that's the final score as we get closer to Super Bowl time. Dallas 37, Green Bay 26. Right now, let's send you to Brent Musburger in New York.
All right, Pat and John, thank you. Dallas, Washington, memories of Clint Longley and George Allen. And Irv Cross will be in that locker room, but I want to remind everybody that coming up next, 60 Minutes. And tonight, it headlines a story that looks at what happened after a New Orleans policeman was killed. That is a story that a federal judge tried to keep off the air, a very important story. The Dallas Cowboys again playing for the NFC Championship and the right to go back to a Super Bowl. And let's go down now to Irv Cross at Texas Stadium. Irv?
Brent, of course, the happiest man in town, Coach Tom Landry. Coach, I guess they're never easy, are they?
No, they really aren't, Irv. I think that was a great football game, boy. Anybody saw that game enjoyed it, because I never saw so many big plays.
Well, I know prior to the game, you expected a lot of scoring. You know, you have a good defense. The Packers came in with a reasonably good defense. Why did you expect so much ball movement?
Well, I just felt like that both sides could move the ball. We know with their receivers, they had to score, you know, and we felt like we could score too, even though two good defenses were out there. And it was a game where there were a lot of errors, but it was really an exciting ball game.
Jefferson and Lofton on the outside, two great wide receivers. Your plan coming in the game to stop them, Coach?
Yeah, we tried to stop them. We doubled them up a lot in the first half, and then they started getting away on the runs a little bit on us. And then the second half, they came out and did a great job. They changed the tempo of the game. They came in their wide receivers in there, and we didn't adjust quick enough, I didn't think, to our 4-0 defense. And when we did, then we slowed them down a little bit.
Coach, congratulations on another big win.
Appreciate it.
We got a rookie, #1 draft choice in Kentucky State, Rod Hill, who broke off a kick return for a big play to get your club started. Rod, I guess it's one of the many big plays you expect to make here, eh?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm a #1 draft pick, and that's my job to play football, and I'm glad I got a chance to do it this playoff game.
Do you feel pressure as a #1 draft choice coming to the Dallas Cowboys? Do you expect to step in that lineup and perform right away?
Well, you know, before the draft, I had talked to the Cowboys, and I knew what my situation would be once I got here, and that was to learn, you know, take it by, you know, ear. And I did that, and, you know, fortunately, it came down to my turn to play, and I did the job.
Rod, tell me about the big kickoff return.
Well, you know, on the first kickoff, I noticed there was an opening, but I kind of slipped to the left, so I said, I'm going to take this one straight to the right. And that's what I did. I had good blocking, and, you know, fortunately, I got down to the 9-yard line. I think the guy dived and got me, but that helped us out.
All right, congratulations,
Can I say hello to my mother?
Go ahead.
Hello, my grandma.
All right, let's go back to Brent Musburger.
All right, Irv, thank you. You have to be happy for that young man, because a week ago against Tampa Bay, he was burned, taken out of the lineup. His replacement of the nickel, Monty Hunter, ran in that big interception on Doug Williams. We're going to take a look at the weekend, set the stage around the NFL when we continue on the NFL Today on CBS in just a moment. 60 Minutes is coming up next here on CBS. And, of course, yesterday, if you were watching the network, you heard Danny White will be the Cowboy quarterback. And let's go back quickly to her.
Brent, of course, Danny didn't hear what you said about Theisen's remark saying that the Redskins said, we want the Cowboys.
Well, I kind of gathered that from watching it on TV yesterday. I think their fans want us as bad as the players do, but it's going to be a great game. I'm just happy we're going to be in it.
Danny, the big story with you is your thumb, your passing hand. Did you have any problem with it? It looks swollen to me. It's sore. It's sore. Did you have any problem?
It's a little tender. It was not a factor in the game today as it was last week. You know, a good week of treatment helped a lot. So, you know, right now I don't feel anything. A victory does wonders for your old injuries.
All right. Congratulations, Danny. Dennis Thurman, the man on the defensive side of the ball, picked off 3 interceptions. And, of course, the last one, of course, was a clincher, Dennis.
Well, you know, if they had scored there, I'm sure they would have tried an onside kick, and it would have made for a difficult
There it is right there. Why don't you tell me about it?
Well, we were in a blitz and had John Jefferson man-to-man, and Dickey just threw the ball up there, and I was in the right place at the right time.
The Cowboys were in man-to-man coverage quite a bit today. You know, when you go against two great wide receivers like Jefferson and Lofton, aren't you really putting yourself at risk back there in the secondary?
Well, not really. We face great wide receivers every week, and our job is to go back there and cover them. They made some plays today, and we made some plays today, so we're on to Washington now. Their fans were asking for us, and we'll show up.
All right. Washington next week. Of course, you had to beat this club to get there. You weren't looking past the Packers today by any chance and thinking about the Redskins today, were you?
No way. You know, with the offensive artillery they have, you know, we couldn't afford to look past them. But now that the game is over, we can turn our attention to the Redskins.
Dennis, congratulations. Good luck next week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's go back to Brent.
All right, thanks, sir. Jimmy the Greek, Dallas went into Washington, won by, I believe, 14 points earlier this year. Who will be favored in the NFC Championship?
Dallas will be a very, very slight favorite.
All right. Let us show everybody what has happened around the league this week. Of course, 4 games now that have set the field for the 2 conference championship games. It all began with this man, John Riggins, 37 carries, 185 yards. And the Redskins eliminate Minnesota 21-7. Then, the day before, it'll be the NFC Championship game, the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins, and our coverage starts here on CBS at 12 noon.